Hey, what's up, guys? Got another video for you. This is Tuned In Sports here, coming with the Week 10 college football preview / review this week. My name is Bryson.
I'm Bennett.
Steve.
And I'm Don. We're in the same clothes for the whole week.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That's undisputed.
Taking it back to the college days.
I just looked at everybody and I'm like,
Oops. Yeah, but we're going to go ahead and do the preview / a review because the Nevada game actually took place earlier today, which is Thursday is the day that we recorded this video. So instead of doing that in the review, we figured we'd just throw that in with the preview since it already happened. So let's start with that. All I have to say is good win. I didn't watch any of the game. When I did watch, it was 9-7, and I saw the wide receiver number 7, whatever, Dobbs or whatever. I saw him catch a couple of touchdown passes today when I happened to be looking. So, well, great game for him, and overall just a good home win against a usually tough opponent, but it seems like they're Nevada took care of business, so good job.
Good win for Nevada. Strong showing coming off the recent winning of the Cannon. And, can't ask for much more, I'll say that.
Well, yeah, it was a good win for Nevada tonight. Pretty much handled business. I think the spread on the game was 18.5, so they covered that as well. So pretty much impressive showing. Looks like the defense is playing some ball, which is not something that goes hand in hand with Nevada usually. So nice to see for a change.
can we put him on offense? Oh,
yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, nice to see it. Nice game for Nevada. Big win for them. That's another conference win, so that's a good thing. And they're off to a pretty good start this year. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, this game, when it started out, I was thinking, we're back to the same Norvell calls. Bonehead calls, first possession, got a 4th and 2 on their own side of the field, and he's going for it. And, of course, systematically gets stuffed. And then turn it over, and then, again, defense played well. And, of course, they punted inside the 5-yard line, and then we systematically get a sack for a safety, and then they get the ball back, come down and score, and I'm thinking, we're down 9-0. This is going to be a typical Nevada game and probably a letdown game after the UNLV game. But obviously they were able to right the ship. I believe it's 34 points unanswered, which is huge. And then what I saw from the offense was awesome is that they're taking deep shots and a lot of them. So they're stretching the field, so it's not the dink and dunk, screens and wide receiver screens and
that we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, the typical junk that we got, that never works. But we've got a good set of receivers. It looks like, especially with Dobbs, and he's just tearing it up. That's out there. I mean, I think he leads the nation in a lot of receiving categories, and I think tonight he only added to it easily. So, what was that? 100? Yeah, another 137 yards. So, he's putting himself up also for Sundays too. Yeah, because I think people are going to start paying attention to him.
Taking notice.
And then hopefully we'll have another Van Dyke or Nate Burleson on our hand. We can root for another guy from Nevada on Sundays. Yeah. But yeah, looks besides the obvious JaVale McGee as usually during basketball season is what we root for, but
Exactly.
Yeah. That goes
JaVale
without
McGee.
saying.
So
JaVale McGee.
that goes without saying.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, it gets the juices flowing on that. But no, again, applaud it. Short week, quick turnaround to a Thursday game, and was able to pull it out in dominating fashion after a slow start. So
yeah. And it doesn't appear like Mr. Dobbs or however you pronounce his last name is going to be shacked a fool too often on Sundays. No. He looks pretty damn solid. Yeah. So, fantasy owners, keep an eye out. That's all I got to say. All right, let's move into our first actual game. UCLA taking on the Colorado Buffs. The Pac-12 is beginning football play this year, and so we get to start with the Buffs with a home game against Mr. Chip Kelly and the Bruins.
Yeah, so hopefully after COVID, Chip still doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and he can screw up another organization, just like he did with all the other ones. Well, except for Oregon.
Except for.
Yeah, because Nike was on his side. So he was able to continue this tarnishing of the UCLA reputation and their traditions. So hopefully he can keep up with this. But again, I know brand new coach, late coach for Colorado. So not expecting anything. New quarterback. So it's going to be a interesting season. So again, just happy they're able to field the team, and they're going to be playing in Boulder on Saturday. So
it looks like the line on the game is 6.5 at this point. Colorado's getting 6.5 at home, so you figure that's 3 points they're getting at home. So they're not expecting doesn't look like to me that they're not expecting a whole lot from Colorado in this game. And with all that being said, the new coach and everything, it's going to be trial by fire this first week or two. Everybody getting kind of in the groove per se, with what the new stuff's going to be, how it's going to be run, and all that. So I'm certainly hoping for Colorado to win this game. I'd like nothing more than to see them knock UCLA off. However, Chip Kelly's usually going to come in with a pretty good game plan, so we'll see what happens. And hopefully, for Colorado fans, hopefully they can, this will be the start of a rebuild for them. Get this new coach in there, get his players going. And just kind of see where things fall from there. I'm not sure what's the quarterback's name? Do you know?
I don't even know. Except Montez is gone. He's been there for years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so, it seems like he's been there for multiple years.
Yeah, so he's done. He's done. So he's gone. And like I said, I haven't even, because again, everything was so late. I don't know, who Cheverini and all these guys have got, in their roles. So
yeah, they have 5 guys listed on the roster and 3 of them with pictures. So I'm gonna assume it's one of those 3.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, I think Little was the one that played last year, and he did all right with it. But again, who knows? Again, new season, late start with the Tucker thing, and
and not only that,
it's going to be a mess. Like I said, I'm just happy that they're able to actually have a team.
Yeah, no, exactly. And not only do they have to deal with the coach, but then you compound that with the COVID and him not even having regular practices the way that he ordinarily would. It's just going to be a bit of a mess. Yep. Unfortunately, I think this first week is going to be pretty ugly, but I think by the end of the season, you might see a much more competitive team out there week to week. Hopefully.
Yeah. Just to echo on what they said, it's kind of, new coach, different quarterback, a lot of changes. So it's gonna be tough, but who knows? Maybe the Buffs will pull it out. We'll see.
Buffs.
Yeah. So like I said, hopefully, again, just rooting for the kids that stuck around, that didn't jettison the program, because they could have left easily as soon as Tucker left and whatever they were gonna do.
Yeah.
So hopefully for the kids' sake, they put a good game. Again, like you said, I hope they play well. But Kelly's gonna get the track team out there like he normally does. But hopefully altitude will get them, and they'll run out of gas since it's their first week too. So maybe altitude will get them, and then they might be able to sneak it out. But again, it's going to be a big hill to climb with it. But as of today, they updated the iPhone to the new version, and they actually have added the buffalo, the American buffalo, into their emojis. So hey, it's a good thing. We're gonna go with that with the homer flag. We're gonna say Colorado's gonna win this week.
Nice.
Boom. That's all I needed to hear. Colorado's
Thanks,
winning.
Apple. Thanks, Apple.
Yeah. Colorado's winning. That's all I needed to hear.
Yep.
We should have opened with that. All right. Let's move on to the next game.
I always save those juicy nuggets for the end.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move on to the next game. Michigan Wolverines taking on Indiana Hoosiers. The nation's predicting 56.8% for Indiana for this week, which, I think a lot of that comes from the fact that Indiana's at home for one, and for two,
They played
coming off
well.
of last week.
Indiana's played well so far, so I don't know. I don't know really what to think about this game. I don't think Michigan's as bad as they played last week. I don't know. This was an interstate rival game. Those things are always weird. I don't see Harbaugh bringing a team in there this week that's going to be unprepared. I think they're going to be more than prepared to play this game. I think the game will be close, but I do think Michigan will pull it out. That's my opinion. And it's kind of the way that things tend to work, at least in previous years. Michigan generally will beat teams they should beat, and then they always lose to teams they shouldn't win. So that's kind of how they play. And with Michigan State aside, because, again, those interstate rivalries are always tough between those two teams. So, but I'll take Michigan in a close game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Michigan too. I honestly think there's a possibility that Indiana might. I mean, I don't know necessarily what Indiana's schedule has been so far, but I don't believe that they probably are as good as their ranking shows. And I think
They played Penn State and Rutgers.
yeah, see, I mean, Penn State's a good win, but and Rutgers, I mean, that's an expected win, you would think. But I'm gonna go with Michigan.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because you just think about like Indiana football and Michigan football and the history and stuff, and you're just like, man, it's awful hard taking Indiana.
It's a beautiful stadium, but it's
Yeah.
usually empty.
Yeah, exactly. It's awful hard taking Indiana just based on the history, but I think the quarterback for Michigan, he's kind of, I think he's got promise moving forward, but right now, I don't really have a whole lot of faith in him throwing the football. I watched a good portion of that game last week, and I saw him make a lot of really errant throws in that game. And so I think that Indiana, they beat Penn State, who's a really solid program, cost me my ticket that week. And then, they beat Rutgers, and even though the ending score ended up being semi-close, it was mostly just because of that, fluke punt return play thing that they had going on there. So I don't know. I think Indiana's better. I don't think that they're better than their record shows. Maybe not 13th best in the nation. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I do think that they're a good team. And I'm actually going to go with the Hoosiers this week, just simply because of the fact that I don't have a lot of faith in the Michigan quarterback. And if they're able to keep it close and stop the running game, I think it's going to be a long day.
And this will be Bryson's last video. You can all say goodbye to Bryce. Bryce, it was nice working with you while you were alive.
Yeah, I wanted to get this channel started, but you're
gonna have to pass it over.
Leave it off to you guys.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row,
Yeah.
I'm going opposite.
Yeah, this week he'll be underneath my car if you're interested in looking for him. So after we get out of here,
Yeah.
he'll
Yeah. If you notice, we're in a garage door right now. This is where I'll be sleeping tonight, right out here in the
He'll be
garage.
underneath the tires on my truck out front. So
Yeah. So
we'll be talking to Bryson down the road.
Yeah, he'll be recording from the other side of the grave.
Yeah. Keep the show going up there until we get there.
No, but I mean, in all seriousness, though, I do hope Michigan wins. I mean, I don't want to be right. I like Michigan, so I hope they win, but I just think Indiana's... I don't have a lot of faith in the quarterback. If it wasn't for the quarterback, I'd go Michigan.
Yeah, I was going to say Penix, right? Or Buddy Penix?
Well, that's Indiana.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's the one who's sitting there like this and going, you know, who's ever, thought about this, Hoosier football? Doesn't ring a bell. I mean, this is normally a Michigan cakewalk.
Yeah.
All the time. But, again, you beat Penn State, that's something.
Yeah.
And then, you go off common opponents that Michigan State lost to Rutgers and Indiana beat Rutgers, and then Michigan State beat Michigan. So
yeah,
you know what I mean.
There's a case to be made.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I
agree.
just don't know. I just again this is
well.
complete.
The question is, do you want to be under the car or do you want to come on to the next show?
How much do you?
I just saw the rumors today about Harbaugh leaving to the pros. So you know what I mean. I don't know. You know what I mean. It's how much is he in it too? I mean, is this
maybe he's going to the Lions?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Is he the one where he's like, I'm out of here? This might be it. I don't know. Again, this game just has too many questions.
Yep.
So I'm going under the tire with you, man. I'm going Hoosiers.
Woohoo! I'll take the front.
Okay, I got the back.
All right. Yeah. So that's Don's last video as well.
Exactly. It's nice knowing you both.
Yep.
Hey, me and Dad will hold the channel down.
All right, got it.
Yeah. Like I said, I just wanted
until we get to a game where he's taking the other side.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, don't act like.
Then I'll be hosting this show by myself.
Exactly.
Well, what happens?
I've got my dominant rules.
What happens the week of Ohio State when you take the other side?
No, that ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
That ain't gonna happen.
All right. Well.
Yeah, he's taking Michigan for sure.
All right. Well, let's. I guess I'll leave it up to you guys.
I don't blame him. I never picked Nebraska, so.
Fair enough.
I mean, there's no way I could just say those words. Hey, I'll take the.
Yeah, you just can't do it.
Yeah,
you can't.
no, it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, I could say they're like, oh, they're probably going to win, but
yeah.
So
speaking of losers, let's talk about the Seminoles.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Oh shoot.
Well, you were talking about the Bengals and how it was nice to come off of a really strong win.
Yeah.
And I guess you have something to compare it to because you're coming off a loss to Louisville, and
no, we did exactly the polar opposite of what
the Bengals
did. Oh my gosh. Last week was just. We probably lost the bye week as well, so I guess I could say why last week was horrid as well. So
tremendous showing.
This week we're at home against Pittsburgh. Shoot. I really don't know on this one. I want to say that we're gonna win, but I mean, after last week's showing against Louisville, I don't know if I could say that. I mean, I hope that they'll bounce back, but I think we're going to lose this game, unfortunately. And
we'll see.
I don't know. Like I said, I want to say that we're going to win, but we're going to do so much winning. And, it's just going to be tough, though. I want to give my boys a chance, but it's going to be tough.
Well, I mean, lucky for them, Pittsburgh is.
they're not exactly the Steelers.
No. Now, with that being said, Pittsburgh's not horrible. So I do think it's going to be a pretty good game. They are at home, so not that means a whole lot, but I do think it's something.
Yeah.
And, I think, like I said, I am a believer in the coach they have there now. I think Norvell's going to be all right. He just, unfortunately, like other coaches he doesn't have his players in there yet. It's going to take a year or two for that to happen.
And a hell of a year to take over a football team, right?
Yeah, exactly. And having, no preseason, not preseason, but with the COVID situation, everything was kind of screwed up. So it's doubly tough on new coaches this year. Hopefully, the expectations are such that it'll allow him to have a couple of years, at least try to get it straightened out. Because, he was pretty much given a bunch of junk, in my opinion, to deal with. The one thing, to me, that if the quarterback play is solid at Florida State, then they usually will play decently. But the quarterback has been the problem the last several years. They just don't have any consistency in that area. It's consistently bad, but that's unfortunately not a good sign for that team, for the fans. But, the quarterback play has got to be good. You can't be giving away the ball. Turnovers and stuff like that consistently kill them. So hopefully they can play Pittsburgh a little bit better than, the way they played last week. So,
yep. Got to play disciplined too. And that's also something like he was talking about with the quarterback. That's also been one of our biggest struggles this season.
Consistently bad, yeah.
Yeah. Because, I think we're averaging over 10 penalties per game right now. So
it's a good stat.
You can't have that and expect to win games.
No. No.
So, hopefully, as we go along this season, we're going to possibly improve in that aspect. But
I think in 2 weeks from now is when all that's going to really come to fruition when they play Clemson.
Yeah.
They're gonna be primed and ready for Clemson.
You better hope Lawrence is hanging around with Stafford or something.
Yeah, get
catch
some
that COVID.
Yeah,
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
If you like offense.
Yeah. If you like watching Clemson score, it'll be fun.
If you like orange and purple in the red
I
zone.
predict us we're winning in a blowout victory.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be.
It's going to be an easy win.
Florida State's going to handle them, no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, just it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be a sleeper.
I don't know. It's hard to pick this game. Because, they have similar opponents and, one team's played bad against one opponent where the other team looked decent, but then another team that they played crap against while the other team did well. So that just kind of tells me that a lot of it depends on the matchups for the teams and what kind of team does well against them. And for the most part, I don't know. It's difficult to tell. My guess, if I just went off athletes, I would say probably Florida State maybe has an advantage. But again, with the quarterback situation, I think that the quarterback, given time, can be decent. But right now, if you halt him from running or keep it in check somewhat, or you get him behind and put him in uncomfortable positions, which Louisville did, they end up losing 48-16 or some ridiculous numbers. So I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh on this game. I'm already under the tire anyways.
Might
so
get the other tire.
Yeah, I was gonna say I might as well stretch my legs.
The good thing for you is you can only die once. So.
Well, I don't know. In bowling, I get hung multiple times a week. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm going with Pittsburgh just simply because I'm not to say that I'm like a huge fan of the Pittsburgh quarterback. I haven't really watched much of their games, but based on their record.
Oh wait.
Well,
he's gonna look like it.
Is it? No, it's Peterman.
Judging by the stats, though, we're ahead of them in rushing yards. Passing yards, they're per game, they're smoking
almost
us.
Double.
Yeah. And total yards, they're also smoking us. So,
But one thing I will say, though, for Florida State is that they're getting Terry back this week, right? Tamahion Terry.
I think so, yeah.
So that'll be helpful. But like I said, Mr. Travis, he's going to need to really improve in the passing game. And because of that fact, I'm going Pittsburgh because generally they have some solid outings on defense. Maybe not so much this year.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Terry returning is a good thing, but if Travis can't get it to him accurately, I mean,
who cares?
really, what good is he doing out there?
Yeah.
I mean,
tremendous.
So, well, it's I don't know.
You joining me under the other tire?
Well, you know how I like to use common opponents, right? And try to figure out how they do things, right? Well, they Pittsburgh beat Louisville. Florida State lost to Louisville. Hugely. NC State, they played tight, only lost by 1. BC played Clemson pretty good. And they lost to them in overtime. Miami, they got crushed, but it wasn't 52-10 crushed.
Yeah.
But they did get crushed against Notre Dame, 45-3, where Florida State was 42-25. So again, common opponents. I mean, this is weird. I mean, they started out on a winning streak. Now they've lost 4 in a row for Pitt, and Florida State, besides the UNC game, has been the one win to hang a hat on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with consistency at least, and seems to be a little bit better with opponents. And I'm gonna go with Pitt too.
All right. We're stretched under both tires here.
This will be Don's last night. Join us. Good afternoon, Don.
I was planning on spearing Don through the garage.
Yeah, there we go.
Exactly.
We'll be set on that one.
These videos are going to get a lot shorter here shortly. So.
Yeah. I was going to say, for those
next week.
Yeah.
These videos will be getting done in about 20 minutes max.
Yeah, for those of you leaving comments about the link to the videos, don't worry, we're solving that problem one way or another.
We're tightening it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're going to be minus 2 individuals on next week.
But, I hope we can get the win. But I don't see us winning, just like pretty much everybody else here.
Yeah, I think they'll be in the game. Pittsburgh's, they're okay, but...
I mean, it's at home, so they'll be in the game.
There's not going to be there's not a big discrepancy in talent level between these two squads. I mean, Pittsburgh does seem to be playing a little more consistent ball, like Don said. But Florida State's capable of rising up and doing something. So
yeah, did we win? I'm pretty sure we lost 2, 1-1, lost 2, 1-1. Pretty much that's kind of how our...
No, last 5 was 1, lost 1, or lost 1, lost 1, lost. And then this week.
Oh, okay.
So they're due to win.
Maybe.
They're due to win.
They're 2-4 though. So how could it be 1 loss, 1 win?
Well, they lost the first week.
They lost Miami, and then they beat that powerhouse in Jacksonville State.
Never mind.
Yeah, they somehow squeezed it out against Jacksonville State, and then they...
Yeah.
That win's looming large right now.
Yeah.
And then they lost 2 because they lost Notre Dame.
That win's saving the coach at the moment.
Yeah. The coach will be fine.
No, I'm just fine.
Consider this year
I'm
a
not.
wash. This year's a wash for them. This is him saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're gonna lose system. Games. We're gonna, it's gonna take some time there.
We're gonna get a win on the season.
This is not like Florida State of old, where it's just a recycle of talent every year. There's a lot more schools in that area now that are competing for these kids. Yeah, so the recruiting trail is not easy. And
well, good news. Good news for Florida State though is I heard they were looking at possibly recruiting 5th best receiver in 2022. So
so he'll end up at Alabama?
Yeah, it's one thing because there's a lot of schools that want to sign guys. I always hear that on my site. Oh, Michigan's got this guy. Looking at this guy. They talked to this guy. Well, big deal.
Yeah.
Did he sign? No. Okay, that's all that matters.
Everybody talks to everybody. It just depends on how many times you're going to go there and how they're going
Yeah.
to sit. And then next thing you know,
How much money do you want to
well,
spend?
Hey, I'm
that's
just
yeah.
saying-
How much you're going to pay them, and then the next thing is then you got to see them on TV as they're sitting there with a bunch of hats in front of them, and they're going to go, oh, and then they're like, oh, there's money underneath here. Okay, yeah, the school's me. Woo.
Yeah, I'm just hanging my hat on us being able to recruit better in the future. That's for sure. Because if we can't, then it's going to be more of the same that we have seen these
They
past couple
can't.
seasons.
It'll be a couple of years, and then Deion Sanders will be there, and he'll fix the recruiting problems.
If they
That's what's
can't,
going to happen. He's coaching at
Could happen. Jackson State.
Jackson State, so I mean he'll be there for a year or two, get that program up going, and
And
all
he
of a
can learn
sudden,
but
And he can learn how to coach,
yeah,
learn what he needs to do, and then he'll bring all his NFL friends, just like he's already packed at Jacksonville State,
yeah.
up to the show, and then everybody will be, it'll
'Cause,
be like
I
a
mean,
good old time up
yeah,
there.
because ultimately I think that's where he wants to be eventually.
Well, yeah, of course he is. I mean,
That's his
where
school.
that's him, yeah. So
He's a
then,
Florida State guy. So.
But until then, there's a chance that Florida State could be under the tires with me and Don. So
Nah.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I like the coach. I like Norvell. I think he's going to be fine there. I really do. But it's not going to be up to him when he leaves. I think when Deion tells the boosters over at Florida State, "Hey, I'm ready to come over there." Okay,
and
Mr. Norvell, see you later.
Yeah, and it's not guaranteed with Norvell too. I mean, again, we're at a point now with the school, just like most of our schools. The luster's gone, and you're gonna have to try to get it back somehow, and it's hard.
Yep. And sometimes it takes somebody like a Deion Sanders
Yeah,
type
the lightest spark
profile in order to get kids to say, "Oh yeah, let me go over there now."
Yep.
You know, I mean, Norvell, as nice a coach as he is,
Yep.
he won at Memphis, but that's Memphis.
Yeah. No, I mean, really, truthfully, the only one that, at least in our bygone era, I mean, Oklahoma's about the only one that's really kept its luster.
Yep.
I mean, around that whole thing, because most everybody else is
Yep.
gone. I mean, Nebraska's bad. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Miami, Texas has issues.
Yep.
SC until they get Urban Meyer back.
Yep. Penn State.
Penn State, yeah. I mean, they're not taking showers with kids anymore. But,
No, it's true though. I mean, no, it's exactly true.
But I mean, you just look at it though. It's the landscape has changed.
and Florida's not. I mean, they're
Florida had bad years after Spurrier left and Meyer. I mean, again, that's one of those programs, right? That just like we talk about with NFL quarterbacks, how lucky it is to get this one. You got Spurrier, then Meyer. I mean,
can you do any better?
how does that work?
Yeah.
I mean, that's with it. So again, it's tough sledding. I mean, you just don't see it now these days where you have these staple programs. Besides, since Alabama's came along.
Yep.
But once Saban goes, guess what? Welcome to Gene Stallings. Hey! You know what I mean? It's going to be the same thing when Alabama's going to be in the bottom again. Just like they used. They'll be hanging out with Tennessee, going, "Hey, remember those years? Yeah, that was really great."
Yeah, exactly.
Very well could.
I'm gonna be saying hello to the Outback Bowl.
No, you're going to say what bowl?
Exactly.
No, but you mean that's the way it is. I mean, all of our teams again that I've
Holiday
seen it
bowls, come
have done, and that's where we're at. We're in the abyss.
Yep.
I mean, we're just circling the bowl.
Well, in my case, lucky to circle a bowl.
Yeah. Well, one thing I will say is that hopefully those years are still a couple more years out so I can enjoy it. But one way or another, should be some interesting games this week. Be excited to hear how Bennett and Dad break it down moving forward.
Speaking of breaking down, I'll be recouping with a cast or something on my leg or a broken arm.
Who did you pick in my game?
I'm thinking Florida State wins it.
Okay, well then you're not.
This side
And
of
I'm
the
not
table's
going to be
awesome.
one man in the show.
I was gonna say every time we sit next to each other, we're getting threatened.
Just rub-
I
yeah.
don't know, but yeah. So,
I wouldn't
anyways,
say anything after that Minnesota embarrassment.
well, that's true. Anyways, guys, with that being said, this has been Tuned In Sports Week 10 College Football Review. If you like the content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, all that other fun stuff. Also, if you're into sports and just enjoy Denver or Detroit sports,
I'm sorry.
right? And yeah,
If you're a sick,
If you
demented
enjoy that,
individual-
you need
yeah,
you
if
need
you're,
to check
if you're a
yourself
sick,
in.
demented individual,
I
you
don't-
actually root for Detroit or Denver
Yeah.
sports.
yeah. I don't know.
Good
If,
luck to you.
Yeah, I don't know if enjoy is the right word. Maybe bear through
Endure.
it. Yeah, endure.
Misery loves company.
Yeah, misery loves.
Endure sports together.
Yeah, misery loves company. So make sure
that
you
should
go.
be the name of the channel. Is Endure Sports.
Yeah. So come on out and join the 303 and the 313.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pull
exactly.
yourself up a chair and drink yourself to death.
Like I said in another video, it's basically the same stuff, just a little more cussing and swearing.
Little
So-
proper 12 goes a long ways in this channel.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure that you guys check them out, DENT Sports. And with that being said, guys, my name's Bryson.
I'm Bennett.
Bob?
Neil?
Yo, Pops!
We'll see you guys in the next video. There we go.